A massive tropical storm in Asia known as Ragasa has weakened from a super typhoon to a tropical storm, but only after leaving behind a wave of destruction and forcing millions to evacuate. Ragasa was by far the strongest of 18 typhoons so far this year. Chinese emergency personnel are still in the throes of evacuation efforts while trying to clear some 50,000 downed trees in the southern city of Yangjian alone. Sustained winds have dropped from 265 kilometres per hour to about 60. In Taiwan, a barrier lake burst, flooding a residential area and killing 14 people. Cleanup of the wreckage and mud there continues. Vietnam is now bracing for the arrival of the downgraded storm. For more, let's go to DW correspondent Rick Lowett, who's standing by in Guangfu, the town in Taiwan hardest hit by Typhoon Ragasa. Rick, we understand the cleanup after the storm has begun in Taiwan. How do things look where you are in Guangfu?
Well, this is the town that was hardest hit by that wave of water that came down the mountain after that lake breached and sent a torrent of millions of gallons of water, debris and mud careening down the mountain into this town. The cleanup is now underway. There's a lot of mud, a lot of water, a lot of flood damage to homes and to properties, cars and other vehicles overturned. Elsewhere, there's also a search and rescue mission ongoing. There's still a few dozen people unaccounted for. Some homes were flooded, the ground floors flooded completely, so there's still people trying to locate everyone. We've seen helicopters flying past, distributing food and supplies to people, so very much clear up, but also rescue and search ongoing.
Typhoons are not uncommon, we must say, for Taiwan in terms of size and strength, though, Rick. How did this storm compare to most others?
Well, this was a really big super typhoon. It was many people are saying it was the largest tropical storm on the planet this year, and that's why it's brought so much damage from here in Taiwan, south in the Philippines, and now, of course, Hong Kong and southern China. Taiwan this time did manage to avoid a direct hit, but the outer parts of that storm dumped a lot of rain on this area, this mountainous area of eastern Taiwan, forcing the levels of that temporary lake that was created by a landslide earlier this year, forcing those levels up, so it breached its barriers and sending all of that water cascading down and causing all this trouble down here.
Taiwan is usually well prepared for typhoons, Rick, yet the area around Guangfu where you are was hit heavily and killed at least 14 people. What went wrong this time?
Yeah, as you said, typhoons hit here very often. We're also earthquake prone. So Taiwan takes quite a lot of pride in its disaster preparedness and response. There's a lot of monitoring going on. There's infrastructure and systems in place to send alerts to people's phones for things like flooding or landslides. And in fact, the lake that caused all of this destruction here was being monitored by the government, but it's just that they didn't manage to send an alert in time, or they miscalculated when it might overflow. So a lot of the people we've been speaking to here in Guangfu today are really quite upset, because they knew that this lake was building above their town over the last couple of months, and they worried, they foresaw just this sort of situation with all of that water cascading through their town.
DW's Rick Lowett in Guangfu in Taiwan. Thanks so much.